Our project is located in Hangzhou, the capital of Zhejiang province and a center of economy, culture, science, and education. It is a famous city in history for the world's longest channel, known as the Grand Canal, built for agricultural and territorial communication purposes. The city also has the natural Yunchao River, which has an important role in the water transportation between the east and the west. Hangzhou has a subtropical monsoon climate with 4 distinct seasons. It is warm and humid with plentiful rainfall. The section that we have been working on is the transect in the north of Hangzhou, composed of 3 main sectors. For the first sector, we focused our project on the Shiyi wetlands, located at the foot of the hills. This area is not highly urbanized yet, which increases the ecological importance for the city as a life reservoir. The Shiyi wetlands consist of 6 main watercourses. This area acts like a giant sponge for Hangzhou, limiting the effects of the flooding during heavy rains by absorbing excess water. They also act as a water treatment natural facility with plants, fungi, and algae to filter wastes and purify water. Wetlands are economically important for the fishing industry as well as recreational places for the city.
This sector is mainly defined by the Grand Canal, which crosses all the way through it from north to south. The Grand Canal is the only direct waterway between Beijing and Hangzhou, and it is the main focus for the second sector, along with the revitalization of the highly urbanized paved areas located in the surroundings. What defines Sector 1C is the Jiangnan River, the main spine of the city of Hangzhou and the biggest of the Zhejiang province. It is an abundant river, rich in biodiversity and gives shape to urban distribution. The challenges the first section faces are oriented to protecting and restoring the wetlands, implementing an urban expansion control strategy to eliminate the high risk of hyperurbanization and overfishing and farming, preserving and increasing the ecological value of the area. The aim is to store as much water as possible while purifying it through the plants, restoring the whole ecosystem and developing a healthy relationship between inhabitants and the environment. For the second sector, the challenge is the lack of infiltration areas, which propitiate floodings by water accumulation on the surface. The main challenge to face in the third sector is its proximity to the Jiangnan River and the flooding risk due to storm surge. Our proposal is focused on providing the targeted solution to the specific conditions of the samples following the natural flow of the river from the upper sample with a main focus of infiltration for water retention. The middle sample with the target of restoring the actual paved areas and lower sample as a water level control. This to be applied to the similar position areas all over Hangzhou.
Following the challenges previously explained, the aim of the project in this area is to create a natural reservoir and stormwater park that concentrates and infiltrates the water surplus back into the ground, enriching the ecosystem and maintaining its role as a carbon sink for the region. This will also provide the city with a recreational natural park and an urban sprawl control strategy. The main project consists of creating a stormwater park that both preserves the ecosystem and generates a water retention area for the city. Also, the creation of elevated wood paths for the citizens, set up following the oriental style of the public space and bridges, to be in direct contact with nature without disrupting its cycle. These paths, as you can see in the picture, connect the city and create a safe space for recreation and the enjoyment of the scenery, while preserving and creating the new ecosystem. By applying these strategies, we reach out our goal of increasing permeable areas by 5% and drainage capacity by 35%.
The strategy for the rain garden is to generate more permeable area to control the flooding and allow infiltration back into the aquifer. We're creating water retention ponds and store it for usage or recharge the groundwater. In addition, dike will be used to protect the area near the canal from flooding in case of water level rise. A retention basin will be created along the road, allowing water to infiltrate back into the soil, and at the same time working as flooding protection areas. By applying these strategies, we reach our goal of increasing the permeable area by 9% and the drainage capacity by 13%, as well as augmenting canals by 5%.
The main strategy that will be implemented here is a smart barrier that can protect the nearby constructions and people while providing public green space. Moreover, we will use a projection and resection trace along the river, redefining its banks to give water more space, enabling a functional barrier while integrating the Qiantang River to public space along Hangzhou. Aside from the dike's smart barrier, there is also protection by detention ponds in clear areas found along the Qiantang River. This strategy provides a temporary storage space where water is partly delivered to rainwater sewers and partly infiltrated and returned to the underground water flow. By applying these strategies, we reach our goal of increasing permeable areas by 15% and drainage capacity by 20%, and the canals augmented by 4%.
These specific strategies will be used as models, as guides to be replicated not only in their sectors. The objective is for them to be applied to different areas all over Hangzhou, creating a multifunctional metropolitan park with quantitative and qualitative objectives to improve water management and the life quality of the inhabitants.